Fortnite Disney extraction shooter. If you guys been watching the channel, you know I've been wanting that extraction shooter for a while. I love games like Arc Raiders. I love games like Marathon. I know the Fortnite community is a little strange with extraction shooters. You know, there's people that love it. There's people that don't know what it is. There's people that absolutely hate it every time I bring it up. But it was leaked in 2024 of December, like 2 years ago, that Fortnite was doing an extraction shooter. This is rumored to be the, I think it's called Arnold, the Arnold mode, codenamed that, right? So this is going to be launching in November. It will be shooting game similar to Arc Raiders, but with Disney characters fighting until they reach an extraction point. That's right there. When I read this, like, Fortnite extraction shooter, yeah, we're getting a pretty good new mode that's been blowing up recently. I'll be showing you guys how much it's been blowing up. But yeah, look, Ninja doesn't even play. Look, he's literally playing Arc Raiders, right? All right. That's just an example. Nick A30 is playing Arc Raiders. A lot of people are going to Arc Raiders, right? And it makes sense. Arc Raiders has a lot of players, right? Look at these players. 500,000, 100,000. And sure, that doesn't really compare to Fortnite because Fortnite has like millions, but this is just on Steam, right? This is an extraction shooter, Arc Raiders, a lot of players, right? So Fortnite wants to capitalize off that, okay? You guys are sticking with me. They want to capitalize that, all right? They see it's a pretty big genre. I actually compare the extract shooter genre sort of like the blow up of Battle Royale, right? Where Fortnite saw that PUBG was getting popular, all these games were getting popular because they were Battle Royale. Battle Royale was what was exploding, and recently extract shooters have been exploding. So Fortnite wants to capitalize on that. But fucking Disney, what are you doing? What do you mean Disney? What the fuck? Disney characters fighting till they reach an extraction point? What are you talking about? When I saw this, I was like, no, are you kidding me, bro? The extraction shooter genre is supposed to be this gritty, like, scary, kind of like you go in, everything's like the bullets ricochet. It's supposed to be like, look, these are like extraction shooters, right? So like you got Escape from Tarkov, Arc Raiders, Marathon, DMZ. 3 of these are more of the realistic kind of. And then Marathon and Arc Raiders are a little bit like kind of like, I mean, Arc Raiders is a little bit kind of realistic gunplay and all that, but it's meant to be kind of like this scary kind of like, you know, you go in, everything's like high intense, but like fucking Disney, bro. I don't want to be running to the extraction point then seeing like fucking Donald Duck and I gotta take Donald Duck out, or Mickey Mouse, or the fucking orange, what the Pluto, gotta be fucking fighting Pluto, bro. This just ruins the whole mode for me, really. Extraction shooters are not meant to be like that, bro. They're meant to be like, okay, listen, let me explain what extraction shooter is. There's so much shit I want to say about this, but I can't get all of it out. I'm gonna give a little explanation of what it is if you don't have a full idea. Extraction shooters are like battle royales, but without a storm. There's usually like a timer on the top of the screen, like 20 minutes till extraction. Fortnite actually did an extraction mode before. Well, barely. It was barely. What was it called? Escape LTM. So this was the Escape LTM. So I play this a lot. It's actually pretty awesome. So look, you would spawn on the map. Character do a nice little animation. And escape the island. So basically you would go on the island, you would loot up. There would be like fog and stuff. There's NPCs on the map. Store might closes in 30 minutes. And then you would have to go and build the helicopter. And then you could escape the map, Escape Royale, right? I didn't like it. The reason you probably didn't like it was because there was really literally like no progression with it. It was like there was nothing with it. You know, it was a battle royale disguised as an extraction. It was more battle royale than extraction, to be honest. The reason for that is because an extract shooter is like this, right? So you have like 20 minutes of extraction. You know, you go and loot up. But with extraction shooters, rarity matters, right? So for example, if you find a legendary gun in an extraction shooter, that's amazing. And you do not want to lose that gun, because once you go to the extract point and you go on the helicopter and you leave, you'll be able to keep that gun with you. That will go into its own separate UI in the lobby. So in the Fortnite lobby, you'll see its own tab, and you'll have all your loot you actually successfully extracted with. If you died with the loot, then you wouldn't be able to take that loot with you into, you know, your next match, or even into that lobby UI I'm describing, right? So in that UI, you have all the loot you got, and you'll be able to sell that loot usually. So like if you have a legendary gun, it'll be worth like 1,000 credits or something, and you can use those credits to buy stuff from like a shop. So we'll just do like Arc Raiders lobby extraction UI, right? So just imagine this with Fortnite, right? So this is what you'll be seeing in your locker or whatever. You have all your guns. This is your loadout. So imagine this is Fortnite. You have like Jonesy right here, right? So you'll have, you have all your guns. You have the rarities of your guns, legendary, and they'll be worth high tier, credits, and you can use those credits for a lobby shop, right? And be able to spend that for heals, other guns, all sorts of stuff, contracts, whatever, right? So that's what an extract shooter is. This mode never let you take your guns out. Like, the whole point of extract shooter is to loot for weapons and be able to take the weapons with you. So the next time you launch in, you would actually spawn with all the weapons right here. You'd be able to spawn it with your mythic guns, all your guns, right? And the entire point of extract shooter is to kill people and get their weapons, right? Get their high rarity loot. Also, mostly all extract shooters have prox chat, right? So you guys remember Fortnite Delulu. Prox chat is built into the extraction shooter game genre because, I'm going to be honest, extract shooters are boring without it. Without prox chat, nobody would play an extract shooter. They would just play Battle Royale because it's boring. Like, the only reason to play extract shooter is because, you have those funny moments of, people dying, jumping off buildings and stuff. You guys probably see the burnt peanut a lot, maybe. But that's why extract shooters have prox chat, right? They kind of need prox chat. So with Disney, characters fighting kind of makes you think this is a Disney orchestrated mode, right? This is like Disney in charge of this mode. They want to be very protected of their IP. So this makes you think they're not going to have prox chat because they don't want kids swearing. They don't want to do any of that. They want no prox chat, or at least a no prox chat mode, right? Maybe you can have a no prox chat, then a prox chat mode. But with Disney in there, I don't think they're going to have any prox chat for extraction mode. 2, like I said earlier, extraction modes are usually more realistic. Even this mode was kind of cool. This was like Escape the Island, it was kind of intense. Like, but with Disney characters running around and shit, and like Pluto and Mickey Mouse, like, that ruins it for me. That's just boring. I don't want to see that. I want to deal with something a little bit more intense. The extraction mode is already there with Save the World. That's true, but like people say this all the time, like, oh, we already have extraction in Fortnite. We got Save the World. Save the World is barely an extraction shooter. Barely. It's a mission-based PvE with the most smallest maps. Zombie tower defense. Like, well, yeah, I guess it classifies tower defense, but zombie defense survival. Like, sure, like the loot pool and like the way how you get guns and save them to your next match has the extraction elements, but mostly it barely classifies as extraction. Barely. The Escape LTM classifies more as an extraction than that, because you're not fighting anybody, right? Maybe if Save the World had a PvP mode, that would be cool. If there was PvP in Save the World, that could actually work, but the maps would have to be bigger. But that kind of ruins the whole point of... I think they did do a PvP mode in Save the World, actually. I think they did. I watched a video on this. It was a beta, like years ago. They did a PvP mode in the beta. It wasn't like you shoot other people, but I think it was like first to like kill many zombies or something, or first to like get their like Atlas blown up wins. So it was technically PvP, but it wasn't like shooting people. I'm not saying Save the World is an extract shooter. I'm just saying the framework is there. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know you're saying that, but I've gotten a lot of comments saying, these people who are so overconfident, like, oh, we already have extraction. It's called Save the World. Nerd emojis. It's called Save the World. We already have it in Fortnite. Like, oh my, like these people, like, they don't know what they're talking about, man. I don't know if they're like 4 years old or what. But yeah, the framework is there. And it's not even like a difficult thing to add. It's actually really easy. The hardest part is going to be that in-game UI, where you can see all your guns and stuff and be able to sell stuff. But this is terrible, guys. Let me know right now in the chat. What do you guys think about this? This Fortnite Disney shooter rumored to launch in November. I think this is so bad. They just ruin everything I like. Everything I like gets ruined. Because of Disney. Because of Epic motherfucking Games. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing?